Hola, mi Bisshhh'ss. 'Tis I, Chlois. Hope everybody is doing good. Happy hump day. It's the middle of the week. Yay. I am showing all my removal of this on dip powder using the Get Naked gel. So first, I am pushing back my cuticles, and you can either do this with a hand file or an e-file. Doesn't matter, but I am just removing my top coat. And if you, in this mani, I didn't have a super thick, I didn't have a bunch of layers of dip. If you have a lot of layers, you want to try and just kind of file that down as much as you can, just to make it a little bit faster and easier. I removed my top coat only. So, and then you'll see, I'm just showing you a few nails here. And then enough to know that my flowers were gone. And then I'm applying some of this. Now, I think my problem was here. I did not apply a thick enough layer on my first layer of this. It was just it wasn't very thin, but it wasn't thick enough in my opinion. And I will be waiting the 3 minutes before starting to scrape it off. But to y'all, it'll be whoop, magic, a second. So I'm starting to scrape it off, and you can tell that I'm struggling and not hardly anything is coming up. So that's why I think it wasn't a thick enough layer for this first layer. Also, I'm showing y'all every single layer that I did on my nails to remove this dip powder. However, this whole video is very sped up because from start to finish, so from pushing back my cuticles to the very end when I buff my nails to get any residual roughness off. So from start to finish, this video was 58 minutes. And so though I did cut out the time waiting part, the whole 3 minutes in between layers, and a little bit of otherness here and there, it was a long video, but I wanted to make sure that every step was included. So I figured it would be better for y'all to see everything and have it sped up than to see only a little bit in real time, if that makes sense. And I know in the comments some of you guys had said you'd rather see every step and just have it sped up as opposed to me just cutting and leaving stuff out. So I took that into consideration, and that's what I did in this video. So I'm just applying that second layer, and we waited 3 minutes. We got a little bit done on this layer. In my opinion, I will not be using this again to remove dip powder. It was just too time consuming and hard, honestly, for dip powder. I think if I'd either stick with pill base, and if I didn't want to use pill base, then I would just rather do the soaking process than this, because even the soaking off process for me is quicker than this mess was. I will absolutely, sorry if you hear my son yelling in the background. He is having fun with my neighbor, my best friend's daughter. So anyways, I would just rather soak and have some dry fingers for a day or two than be stuck messing with this, because do you see how hard it is? I don't know, I couldn't, especially my thumb and my ring finger, I think it was just a pain in the butt to get off. I will use it again. I will 100% use it again to take off gel and builder gel. That was the easiest thing ever for builder gel. Gel is a pain in the butt to soak off, but in my video where I tried it on gel, I will leave it in the cards. In my video for that whole thing took me 20 minutes. And this video took me an hour for one hand. No cigar, my peeps, no. So, lo siento, I'm sorry, it's not happening again. I am not doing it again for dip powder. So pill base is my friend, for dip powder, 100%. However, I will say this. It did, oddly enough, not remove my jelly tips, because I was wearing jelly tips. I'm wearing the Beatles jelly tips. Those are fine. Those are just fine. It did not remove those. It actually stopped at the dip powder. And I know on a couple of nails, when I got towards the end of the dip powder, I know that I applied some of the stuff onto the jelly tip itself, and it still didn't cut through that like plasticness of it, of the nail, which was weird in a sense to me, because it went through builder gel just fine and took that off. So I don't know. It was a little weird, but yeah, I just don't think I'll be doing this process again for dip powder. And I don't know if I would even recommend y'all to waste your time with it. If you do overlays with builder gel or gel in general, sure, get it, because it is a good way to remove those overlays for when you're wanting to redo them or whatever. But for dip powder, I don't think it's a vibe. So, I think this is now my third time going through and doing this. I feel like more progress was made when I pushed backwards and like up towards my cuticle instead of pushing away from my cuticle. I don't know why, but it seemed to help a lot to go in the opposite direction that you would normally want to. And I ended up doing this, I think it was 4 or 5 times. I'm not even sure right now. I just know that it was a long process and I did not like it. Did not like it at all. And, like, I don't even know how to describe the mess that's going on here. I didn't feel like I struggled nearly as much with the gel, with my builder gel removal. I felt like it was a lot easier to get off. I felt like it didn't take as many layers. It broke down more easily than this did. It overall was just a better experience. And so that is just, I'm glad that I started with that. And I know now that it works really good with that process, because if I had started with dip powder first, I don't know that I would have used this again. I feel like I would have been scared to try it on gel then. And it probably would have taken me a little bit longer to dip my toes back in and try it again. So I'm glad that I started with gel, and I know that it works good with builder gel. And gel is even softer than builder gel, so I have high hopes that it would work for gel. I haven't tried it yet, but that would also be another thing. Like if you use gel on your toes and don't want to soak your toes to get off builder gel, or don't want to file or whatever, you could use this stuff and it would take it off in a better process of a way situation, But yeah, this was a hot mess, and I will not be using it again. So we're finally, and I honestly didn't even make it all the way to like getting all of it off. I made it to getting it almost completely off all of my nails, and then I just said, okay, I'm not going to do another layer of this. I'm just going to file the rest, the residue off, and then buff, and that'll be it. Because it was taking too long, and it was so hard. And honestly, my fingers started to cramp. My index finger on my left hand started to cramp from holding the tool for so long, the little scrapey thing, and I was just like, it would be faster if I just filed the rest of this off, so that's what I'm going to do. So you will see the end of that. I'm going to use my e-file and my Sky 5-in-1 drill bit, and it's the fine one that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to lightly like file off the rest of that stuff, the rest of the dip powder that I couldn't get off during this process. And then I'm going to buff with my Sky buffing block. I honestly love those buffing blocks. They have a fine side and then a more coarse side, and it gets out even like after you're done filing. When you do your dip powder application, it gets out all of those like uneven crevices and lines in just like seconds. It's a miracle worker. I love that buffing block, so I highly recommend that. From Sky, you get 10, I think, in a package for $5, so it's pretty nice. But anyways, yeah, we're just going to try and finish a little bit more of this, and then again I'm just gonna file the rest off because this just wasn't my favorite, wasn't my friend. And for anybody who has made it this far in my video and rambling and my talking and nonsense, I appreciate y'all. And if you like hearing me ramble and talk and just talk about nonsense, let me know. If you would prefer me to shut up here and there and just let music play and let y'all watch, let me know that too, and I will try to shut up every now and then and let y'all just listen to the tunes and watch me work. I don't know. I'm just a talker. I don't know. I will try my best to shut up though if you want me to. And if not, if you're fine with me just talking, I appreciate you. I appreciate you either way, because I know that I talk a lot and that it gets on people's nerves. So, I'm sorry. Yeah. See, now I'm just filing that off. This is the Sky 5-in-1 drill bit in fine. It's the fine coarse one. I'm just filing that off. I'm only going to show you 2 nails because I was out of frame for most of it anyways, just because of the way I had to hold my hand super close to my face. I don't like to file super away from my face. I prefer to get like right up in my own business and know what I'm doing and see everything, because it's really hard to file and worry about a camera angle. So anyways, and then I don't have the buffing on here at all because I was completely out of frame for that. So I did buff, and this is what my nails look like. It left the jelly tips on. So anyways, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye, bitches.